Hello, my brothers and sisters. How are you guys doing? Hope you guys are doing amazingly well. Yeah, good. So, in this video, we are going to revise TDS, tax deducted at source, TCS, tax collected at source, and advanced tax. Yes. So, what is TDS, sir? If he is paying for the goods or services, he receives, he is paying some amount. From that amount, he will reduce some tax. He will reduce some tax. For example, the product is 100 rupees. He will the TDS is telling you have to reduce 5 rupees. So this reducing of 5 rupees and giving to the seller the 95 rupees after deducting 5 rupees. This deduction is what is TDS. And what is TCS? The seller is giving goods or services. Yes, and because of the seller giving the goods, the seller along with the money received, the seller will also collect the tax. That collection is called as TCS. So yes or no? Yes. So if the product is 100 rupees, seller the tax collection of TCS is 5 rupees, the seller will collect 105 rupees. Yes, sir. Yes. So is this TDS applicable for every payment? No. TDS is applicable for only specified payment which is specified in chapter 18. Yes, sir. And what is the TDS? Is it any tax particular rate? Yes. For each particular payment, there is a tax rate. There is a TDS rate mentioned. Yes. Yes. But there'll be only TDS rate. There won't be any surcharge or cess. But in case of salary, in case of section 194p, and also in case of non-resident payee or foreign payee, it is slab rate. In this we will include health and education cess and also surcharge. Yes or no? Yes. So TDS, what if it is not deducted from the amount to be paid? If what the payer did not reduce the amount, in that situation, this payer is considered as assessee in default. Payer is considered as assessee in default. So now is the payee liable? Yes, payee should consider that even though he has received 100 rupees, he should have received only 95 rupees. 5 rupees should be given to the government. 5 rupees should be deducted as TDS. But even though he received 100 rupees, this 100 rupees he will consider as income and he has to pay tax. Yes. But if the payer has deducted the 5 rupees but did not give to the government, then the payee is not liable. Yes or no? Yes. So TDS, when will we deduct? TDS will be deducted either at the time of credit of income of to the account of payee, or where the payment is made, whichever is earlier. So what is this? The credit of income of account of payee. What is the expenditure entry? Debit what and all is the expenditure to the person instead of paying the cash to the person. Yes. So when we are crediting, when you are entering the journal entry, or when we are making the payment, whichever is earlier, that's when you will deduct the TDS. Yes. But there are very few sections such as section 192, section 192A, section 194, section 194B, section 194BB, section 194BA, section 194DA, section 194LA, and section 194N. For all these sections, you will deduct at the time of payment. You will deduct TDS what? At the time of payment. Sir, yes. So, section 192. What is section 192? So, salary. So, if any employer is making payment to the employee, is making given salary to the employee, then TDS has to be deducted or not. If TDS will be deducted if the total income is more than basic exemption limit. If total income is more than a basic exemption limit, yes, TDS will be deducted. And what is the TDS rate? Slab rate. You can normal rate you have to calculate. Yes, and when will the TDS be deducted? At the time of payment. When the employer is making payment, at the time TDS will be deducted. Yes, and the employer will ask which rate should I go for? Which should I go for old tax regime, or should I go for default tax regime? If the employee is silent, then employer will go for default tax regime. Yes. Yes, and so I told that total income should be more than basic exemption limit, then only a TDS will be deducted. Yes, so in this total income, you will calculate income from salary, and you can also deduct chapter 6A deduction. Yes, you can deduct chapter 6A deduction. But 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 if you have any other income, if you have any other income, even you can all you can give the employer the details. I have these and all income, and the employer will include that other income also. And you can also, if there is a loss from house property, if there is a loss from house property, you can also give the employee the details, and even the loss from house property also will be calculated for calculating the total income after reducing chapter 6A deduction. Yes, sir. Yes. And employee should give employer few details. What and all? One, HRA. If the employee is getting house rent allowance, then what and all is rent paid? What is the amount in the previous year? Is it more than 1 lakh rupees? Yes. Then the name, address, and PAN should be mentioned. If the employee is paying interest under section 24B, what is the interest on loan for the house property, then the name, address, and PAN of the landlord should be mentioned. If the employee is getting leave travel concession, then the evidence should be mentioned. And if there is a chapter 6A deduction, then all the expenses also should be mentioned. Yes or no? Yes. And if the assessee is having more than one employer, then one employer's salary details should be given to other employer for the one time calculation purposes. Yes or no? Even the employer can do 2 times. Few months he worked in here, the one employer can do it, then the other employer can also do it. Or if this one employer did not do any such calculation, the other employer also can do it, so that the employer, one employer has to give details to the other employer. Yes, and you will give form 16 for the details. Employer, I told, right, one employer will give it to the other employee. It will be, there will be a form 16. It will be given to the other employer also. It will be given to the employee also. What about non-monetary perquisites such as star facility and house facility and all? We have discussed this in salary chapter also in detail, that it will be exempt in the hands of the employer under section 1010 section 10 CC, and also credit of TDS will be given to whom? Will it be given to the employee? No, it will be given to the employer. Yes. And in PGBP there will be no deduction. Yes or no? Partner salary will be chargeable under the head PGBP, not under section 190, not under the head salary, so that this it will not be charged. Partner salary will not be TDS under section 192. Yeah. Next, premature withdrawal of employees provident fund. Tell me, sir, employees provident fund, we are withdrawing. Statutory provident fund, is it taxable? No, it is exempt. Unrecognized provident fund, it is taxable. Yes, it is taxable. What about recognized provident fund? Recognized provident fund, it may or may not be taxable. You think, when will it be taxable, when it will not be taxable? I will tell in 1 minute. I will ask you the question. Now, any person is making payment to the any person the withdrawal of the employees provident fund, then 10% TDS will be deducted if the payment is touching 50,000 rupees. If the payment is touching, not more than, if it is touching 50,000 or more, then TDS will be attracted 10%. Yes or no? This will be deducted at the time of payment. Yeah. Now tell me, I told you recognized provident fund. Recognized provident fund. Tell me, when will it be? When will TDS not be deducted in recognized provident fund? If it is withdrawn, after 5 years, if it is withdrawn after the continuous service of 5 years, then no TDS. But if it is withdrawn within 5 years, you have joined within 5 years, it is withdrawn. Even still, if the employee, why if the employer transfer to is working in now in other place, and the accumulated balance is transferred to the new employees provident fund, then what TDS will not be deducted. Or because of ill health, because of business is closed, or because of the employer told employee leave, cessation of employment, TDS will not be deducted. Yes or no? Yes. What about interest on security, section 193? Any person is making payment to a resident person, then TDS under section at 193 at 10% will be deducted. Yes or no? Yes. But there are few interest payable where TDS under section 193 will not be deducted, such as national development bonds, central government bonds issued by Power Finance Corporation Limited, Indian Railway Finance Corporation Limited, 7 years national saving certificate, debentures issued by institute or authority, public sector company, cooperative society, cooperative bank, or any insurance company. Or next, these and all are very simple. This is important. Insurance company is important. National development bond is important. Yes. Now these two are very important. If the payment is made to an individual or HCF who is a resident, and what kind of payment? Interest on debentures. Interest on debentures. Which debentures? Where public are substantially interested, which is public company. Then you have to see, is the amount more than 5,000 rupees, then interest will be interest will be, TDS will be deducted. But if interest is up to 5,000 rupees in a financial year, up to 5,000 rupees, and if the amount is paid by account paid check, then TDS will not be deducted. Next, securities of central government or state government, no TDS. But if interest is payable for more than 10,000 in a financial year, for these securities, 8% saving taxable bonds 2008, 7.75% saving taxable bonds 2008, floating rate saving bonds 2008, then TDS will be deductible. Section 194, dividend. What is it saying, sir? If a domestic company is making payment to a resident shareholder, then TDS of 10% will be deducted. Yes or no? Yes, yes. But if the payee is an individual, then you have to see, is it more than 5,000 rupees? Is it more than 5,000 rupees other than cash? It should not be in cash. It should be in bank payments other than cash. Then no TDS. Otherwise, TDS will be deducted up to 5,000 rupees other than cash. TDS will be deductible for individual. For others, no threshold limit. Yes, and TDS will be deducted at the time of payment. And for insurance, if the payee is an insurance company or central government notified person, then TDS will not be deducted. Till now, central government has not notified. But tomorrow, if it notifies, for them also, for the dividend, it will not be deducted. Even deemed dividend also, you have to deduct TDS. Next, interest on securities we saw in section 193. Interest other than interest on securities is what section 194A. Yes. So any person, this resident, this payer is any person, but if the payer is an individual or HCF, then in the preceding previous years, the turnover should be more than 1 crore, or in case of profession, gross receipt should be more than 50 lakhs. This particular payer is making a payment to any person regarding interest other than interest on securities, then TDS will be 10% deducted. Yes or no? Yes. No. But still there are few interest, it will not be deducted. What and all? One, any other person is giving interest up to 5,000 rupees, no deduction. If there is a time deposit given and from that interest is received, then from bank, cooperative bank, housing finance bank, or post office, up to 40,000 rupees, no TDS. If it is a senior citizen, up to 50,000, no TDS. More than that, then TDS will get attracted. Interest on firm will give partners interest, no TDS. Saving bank interest TDS, SB interest TDS, no. In income tax refund, if late is given, then interest will be charged, no TDS. Zero coupon bonds, no TDS. If interest is paid to, who is the payee? Pay if it is a bank, financial corporation, cooperative bank, insurance company, unit trust of India, National Skill Development Fund, housing and development corporation, no TDS. But if it is an NBFC, then TDS will be attracted. Yes. If interest is given by cooperative society, not a cooperative bank, cooperative society, to cooperative society or to any of its members, or interest is given by cooperative bank to any cooperative society, or interest on deposit is with the primary agriculture credit society, primary credit society, cooperative land mortgage bank, and cooperative land development bank. All these situations, if the payer is a cooperative society, all these situations, if the payer is the cooperative society and the gross receipt or turnover, if it is more than 50 lakhs in the preceding previous year and interest is more than 40,000 rupees, or for a senior citizen 50,000 rupees, then TDS is required to be deducted. If the payer is not falling in this category, then interest need not be deducted. Next, interest on compensation awarded by motor accident claim tribunal. If it is up to 50,000 rupees, no problem. But if it is more than 50,000 rupees and the amount is paid, then TDS has to be deducted. Interest on Mahila Samman Saving Certificate 2023, TDS doesn't need to be deducted. Core banking software. What is core banking software? Sir, what is core banking software? Hmm? It is a software where it will simply do for calculating a tax purpose. It will simply calculate. It will simply not actually credit the amount. Yes. So that should not be taken. The amount should be actually credited. The amount should be actually credited to the account. And yes, that is what is core banking software. So if it is actually credited, what the interest, yes, then you have to see what you should not see branch wise. Also, you should see bank wise, which is all the for example, ICICI Bank, all the banks combined. The if interest is more than 40,000 rupees, TDS has to be deducted. Yes. Section 194B, winnings on lottery, crossword puzzle, and any kind of winnings. If any person is making to any person, TDS of 30% will be deducted if the winning amount is more than 10,000 rupees in a financial year. Yes? Yes. What about winning of race horses? Who is the payer? Payer will be a person who is having a license for racing and he is having who is a bookmaker. Yes, this particular payer is making any payment to the winner, the payee. Then TDS will be deducted if the amount is more than 10,000 rupees in a financial year. TDS rate is 30%. TDS rate is 30%. Yes, and TDS will be deducted at the time of payment. And first deducted TDS. First deduct the TDS. After that, then make the payment to the payee. And if the payment is made, if the payment is in kind, if it is in kind, make sure first deduct the TDS and you have to give it to the government. So then only you have to remaining amount you have to give it to the winner, the payee. If you have been if you have won by horse race, first deduct the TDS and the remaining balance amount will be there. That remain from that remaining balance amount, if there is any loss that winner has incurred, that reduce that loss also, balance amount will be paid to the payee. Yes or no? Yes. Winning on online games. Any person is making any what is online games, by the way? Dream 11. Yes. So my simple request again, this is as a brother, one brother is requesting all my brothers and sisters that please do not fall in this dream 11. All the actors, everybody is paid very good lump sum payment for acting in an advertisement. They have been paid lump sum amount, but actually they don't play that. Please do not fall. Actually, we think that we have control. We have zero control. Yes, so do not fall in this category of playing in this any Dream 11 or any online games. Work hard and do this. This all, please don't fall in this. Work hard, do anything, learn skill. If learn skill for free, then also you can earn a lot big amount. And you guys are doing CA, focus on this. After becoming CA, also don't fall in this. Lot of people are in a situation of committing suicide because they have incurred a big amount of loss. Once loss is there, we humans have the tendency of ego. We humans have the tendency of ego in our heart. Let it be breakup. If there is a breakup, then we get ego. We have to be successful. Then because she left me because I don't have money. Ego. We have ego. That is the truth. That is the truth. So forget about the stupid thing. Work hard, study, and once you guys are chartered accountants, and if you are, let's say, due to any reason, if you are not able to clear CA, it will not happen. But if in this attempt, if you are unable to clear, never ever go for this betting. A lot of people struggle. Yes. So online winnings, section 194 BA, any person is making any winner an amount, then TDS will be deducted at 30% on the net winning in the person's user account. Yes. So how do we calculate this? How do we calculate this? First, how much have you withdrawn in aggregate? How much have you withdrawn during the previous year, including what is the closing balance? What is the closing balance? This yes, minus how much have you deposited? How much have you deposited? And is there any opening balance? Is there any opening balance? This you have to minus. The what and all amount is coming from this 30% you will deduct. From this 30% you will deduct. But if this net winning on the withdrawal, if it is up to 100 rupees, if the net winning is up to 100 rupees, then you don't have to deduct TDS. Yes or no? Yes. So if it is more than 100 rupees, so let's say the person, if it exceeds 100 rupees, the person who is making payment, the Dream 11 company, it is their responsibility to what? Pay TDS to the government. Yes or no? Yes. Even if in the user account the amount is less than 100 rupees, it doesn't matter. You have to pay what? The Dream 11 company has to make the payment. Yes or no? Yes. And if you are Dream 11 company is making payment, what, car or TV, all this, first collect some amount from the user, TDS 30%, then give all this. Government doesn't care how you collect or anything. First deduct TDS, then only you have to give it to the user. Yes or no? Yes. I have given an example. If you want, you can see this, a simple calculation. Important section, section 194C. What is it, sir? Payment of contract. Yes. So a contract or a subcontract or supply of labor. If any person, but if the payer is an individual HCF, in the preceding previous year, his turnover in the business should be more than 1 crore, or his gross receipt in the profession should be more than 50 lakhs. This particular payer is making payment to any resident person, then TDS will be deducted for 2%. But if the payee is an individual or HCF, then it will be 1%. Yes or no? Yes. When it will be deducted? When the amount is more than 30,000 rupees. But in aggregate, if it is more than 1 lakh rupees, TDS will not be deducted. Yes. And for individual or HCF, if it is used for personal purpose, TDS will not be deducted. Next, catering contract also includes catering, carrying of goods or services, can be but not railways, any kind of carriage, but for not railways, advertisement, broadcasting, telecasting, or production of program, and also job work. What is job work? If the customer is giving some particular material or material, from this material kindly make this particular product, and this is called as job work. So for this job work, you have to reduce what the customer has given. Then from the balance amount only you have to deduct TDS. Yes or no? If in the invoice there is no material bifurcation, then what is the invoice value? From that TDS can be deducted. Yes or no? Yes, sir. And the payer, if it is making payment to the advertisement agency, we saw that advertisement TDS has to be deducted. Yes or no? Yes. But if the advertisement agency is making payment to the TV channel, even it is not considered as commission, 194H also will not be attracted, even 194C also will not be attracted. And if the broadcaster or telecaster, has made payment to production house, for what? For purchasing that content or program with copyright, TDS under section 194C will get attracted. But if the broadcaster or telecaster is making payment to the production house for what? For acquiring that rights itself. Now they don't have anything to they don't have any content. They have acquired that telecasting right itself. Then no TDS. Yes. Next, commission. There are three kinds of commission: 194D, 194G, and 194H. 194D talks about insurance company paying to the insurance agent. Yes, this insurance agent should be a resident, then 5% will be deducted. If the insurance agent is a domestic company, then 10% will be deducted. If commission, next 194G. 194G is talking about lottery tickets. Who is selling this lottery ticket? They'll get commission. Yes. Now any person is pay can be any person, pay can be any person. TDS will be 5%. TDS will be 5% if the commission is more than 50,000 rupees, 15,000 rupees. Yes, but with effect from 1st October 2024, it becomes 2%. Yeah. Next, general commission 194H. If any person can be a payer, but individual or FGF, if they have business, if in the preceding previous year turnover is more than 1 crore, or in case of profession gross receipt is more than 50 lakhs, this particular person, this particular payer is making payment to the resident person, then TDS will be deducted at 5%. Yes, if the commission is more than 15,000 rupees in a financial year. But with effect from 1st October 2024, it becomes 2%. Yes, but if commission is based on security, commission is based on professional services, and commission where BSNL is making payment to public call service franchise, for this TDS under section 194H will not get attracted. Next, maturity of life insurance policy. Any person is making payment to a resident person. Yes, so we are getting the life insurance policy. It got matured, so the resident person is getting the amount. Then 5% from the amount, and if the reducing the premium will be deducted 5%. Yes, but with effect from 1st October 2024, it becomes 2%. Yes, and this will be deducted at the time of payment. And remember, no TDS if it is an exempt. If it is exempt under section 1010D, remember 10% of the premium amount, then you don't have to deduct TDS. Yes or no? Yes. Rent section 194I. If rent is on land and building, furniture, plant and machinery and equipments, then the payer, if he is any person, but in case of individual and HCF, in the preceding previous year, if the turnover in the business is more than 1 crore, and in profession gross receipt is more than 50 lakhs, then this particular payer is making payment to any person. This any person should be a resident, and then the rent, if it is more than 2,40,000 rupees in a financial year, then for land and building and for furniture it is 10%, and for plant and machinery and for equipment it is 2%. Yes, sir. Yes. Warehousing facility rent, it is considered as 194I. TDS under section 194I will get attracted. But in case of cold chain facility, it is a contract. Here 194C will get attracted. Yes. And any lump sum amount premium as a lease, if we are giving for long term, this is not what TDS under section 194I. Why? Because this is refundable. Yes, but if it is non-refundable, if it is the lease amount is a lease amount, or any amount, if it is non-refundable, 194I will get attracted. The same way advance rent and arrears of rent also 194I will get attracted. Next, rent of immovable property. Who is this payer? Rent of immovable property under section 194I. Who is the payer? Payer is an individual and HCF, where this individual HCF, one either is not carrying on any business or profession, or if he is carrying on any business or profession, he is earning up to turnover up to 1 crore, or profession gross receipt up to 50 lakhs. This particular payer, if he is making payment to any resident person, then TDS of 5% will get attracted, but with effect from 1st October 2024, 2% will get attracted if the rent is more than 50,000 rupees per month, part of the month. Yes or no? Yes. Now, TDS will be deducted at the time of credit, or crediting the amount, or at the time of payment, whichever is earlier. Yes. But remember, if there is no PAN, then TDS will be what is the TDS rate, or 20%, whichever is higher. But the higher amount is 20%. But remember, the last rent month, the last of the rent of last month, it should not exceed. It's the TDS is more, TDS is more, and the rent is less. No, 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 no. TDS should be the rent of the last. It should be maximum rent of the last month. It should be TDS for the entire amount should be up to maximum up to rent of the last month. Yes or no? Yes. If you are transferring an immovable property other than rural agricultural land, then 194 IA will get attracted. Any person is making payment to any resident person, then you have to see whether the consideration or SDV amount, if it is touching 50 lakh rupees, if it is touching 50 lakh rupees, if yes, then 1% of the consideration or SDV, whichever is higher, will get attracted. Yes, so any person is making payment to a resident person, immovable property, then whichever is higher, consideration or SDB, whichever is higher, will get attracted. And you have to see this 50 lakh amount, 50 lakh rupees, you have to see if there are more than one transferer, then you have to see all those transferer combined how much he is paying to all the transferee. So the entire amount, all the payer is combined how much they are giving. If it is touching 50 lakh rupees, then TDS will be attracted. Consideration also includes membership fee, car parking fee, electricity, water facility, maintenance fee, or any other similar fee. All this amount will be included for you to tax this 50 lakh rupees. Next, joint development agreement. Any person is making payment to a resident person, then 10% TDS will be attracted. What is joint development agreement? I have a land and I'm giving you. You are a builder. I'll give you the land. Now you are building flat and you're telling that from this flat I'm building, I'll give you 30% of the flat which I'm building. Yes, so this is called as joint development agreement. Next, fee for technical service, fee for professional service, royalty, non-compete fee, and director remuneration, section 194J. Yes, so payer, if he is any person, but if the payer is an individual or HF, in the preceding previous year, if the turnover in the business, if it is more than 1 crore or a gross receipt in profession, if it is more than 50 lakh, this particular payer, if he is making payment to a resident person, then TDS of 10% will get attracted if the amount is in more than 30,000 rupees. Yes, but TDS rate will be 2% if it is operation of call center, fee for technical service, sale and distribution of cinematic films. Yes. But for director remuneration, there is no threshold limit. Director remuneration 10% TDS. There is no threshold limit. Yes. But if it is fee for technical service, if the payee, if it is an individual HF, then personal purpose, no TDS. And if the payer is giving payment for royalty or non-compete fee, royalty or non-compete fee so sorry sir, individual, even if the turnover is more than 1 crore and profession gross receipt is more than 50 lakhs, for this particular individual HF, royalty and non-compete fee, no TDS under section 194J. Yes. Fee for professional service includes all these professionals. You can read it out. And fee for technical service includes all these. So this and all does not matter. You just have to see fee for technical service, a mining project, a construction or assembly. It will not be falling under section 194G, and also salary. It will be under section 192. So it will not be falling under 194J. And if the insurance company, for this or insurance company, for them to make payment to the hospital, some third party, the administrator is making payment for settling this insurance claim, then TDS will get attracted. Like for using the computer software or for having the right to use the computer software, it is royalty, and for this royalty 194J will get attracted. But if there is a subsequent transfer without any modification, then this 194J will not get attracted. So without any modification, once only computer software royalty TDS under section 194J can get attracted. How how for dividend, a domestic company resident shareholder is getting TDS reduced. The same way here for mutual funds, for any income of the mutual funds, payer, any person who's making payment to a resident person, TDS will be 10%, but the amount should be more than 5,000 rupees in a financial year. Yes, and for compensation of compulsory acquisition of immovable property other than agricultural land in India. Any person is making payment to a resident person, then you have to see whether the amount received in a financial year, if it is more than 2.5 lakhs, 2.5 lakhs or not. If yes, TDS of 10% will get deducted. Yes or no? Next, section 194M. What is 194M, sir? Sir, remember contract 194C. Remember fee for technical service 194J. Remember commission 194H. For this individual or HCF, if he is a payer and he has to have a business in the preceding previous year, the amount should be more than total turnover should be more than 1 crores. Gross receipts in the profession should be more than 50 lakhs. If it is not touching that, then those particular section, TDS will not get attracted, but TDS will be attracted in section 194M. Why? Here, the aggregate amount in a financial year is more than 50 lakh rupees. So if the payee is getting paid more than 50 lakh rupees in a financial year, then 5% TDS will get attracted. But with effect from 1st October 2024, 2% will get attracted. And also individual and HCF, if they have a turnover more than 1 crore 50 lakhs, but if it is used for personal purpose, for section 194C, contract for section 194J for fee for technical service, there is no TDS, but in section 194M, TDS will be deductible even if it is used for personal purposes. Section 194N, cash withdrawal. If the person is withdrawing from bank, cooperative society or post office, then if he is withdrawing in a financial year more than 1 crore rupees, TDS of 2% in excess of 1 crore. In excess of, this is the first way they are talking about, in excess of the amount, the basic exemption, in excess of the threshold limit, TDS will get attracted. So in excess of 1 crore, TDS will get attracted. But if the payee is a cooperative society, the limit is not 1 crore, the limit is 3 crores. Yes or no? Yes. And if the payee has not filed return of income for the last 3 previous years, then the limit is not 1 crore, up to 20 lakhs, no problem. More than 20 lakhs, up to 1 crore, 2%. More than 1 crore, it is 5%. But in case of cooperative society, instead of 1 crore, it is 3 crores. Yes or no? Yes. But if the payee is a government, if the payee is a banking or cooperative society who is carrying on banking, and or he is a ATM operator, for him no TDS will get deducted under section 194N. Next, section 194P. Who is 194? For whom 194P, sir? Where a person is getting pension, his income is only pension and bank interest, SB interest, FD interest, bank interest. Then and this particular person is of 75 years or more, then in that situation he has to give a declaration in the bank that I have only this kind of income, please deduct 194P. Then the bank will see whether the basic exemption limit is it more than 3 lakhs or 5 lakh rupees. If it is yes, then TDS will be deducted. The bank can see rebate and also chapter 6A deduction. Yes, if you have deducted section 194P, then you don't have to file the return of income. 194Q, purchase of goods. If it is more than 50 lakhs, then buyer you have to see in the preceding previous year, if his turnover is more than 10 crores. If that is the case, then he has to he has to reduce from the payment, which is TDS rate of 0.1% in excess of 50 lakhs. You have to see whether the goods is what more than 50 lakhs. So in excess of 50 lakhs, 0.1 percentage. Yes or no? Yes. Next, if there is any indirect tax, if there is any indirect tax in the invoice, then you have to reduce. Then you have to reduce that indirect tax such as GST, VAT, CST, excise duty, and the remaining amount only you have to do. But in the invoice there is no indirect tax. Then the entire amount from which you have to in excess of 50 lakhs, 0.1% TDS will get deducted. Yes or no? Yes. But if there is a purchase return, if there is a purchase return, you are not going to do any return. You are not going to TDS. TDS amount also will not be returned. But in the future purchase, there will be adjusted. The TDS will get adjusted. Yes, but in case of replacement and goods and all, in case of defaulter goods, some proper goods will get given. So for there and all, no TDS adjustment will be made. Section 194 R. If in case of business or profession, any benefits or perquisites is received, then payer, if he can be any person, but if he is an individual or HEF, then turnover is more than 1 crore. In profession, gross receipt is more than 50 lakhs. This particular person is making payment to a resident person. TDS of 10% will get deducted if the amount of benefit is more than 20,000 rupees in a financial year. Yes, sir. Like this, we have seen TDS. We have seen what for what and all kind of transaction TDS has to get deducted. Yes, no, no TDS. If the pay is a government, if the pay is a RBI, if the pay is a new pension trust or mutual fund. Yes, and if on GST on service, if there is a if on service, if there is a GST, reduce that from the invoice value and balance amount you have to deduct TDS. And if the payer is telling that my total income is less, and then in that situation, this payee, if the payee is telling that my total income is less, and please don't reduce payer, please don't reduce TDS. Already I'm getting very small amount. In that situation, payee has to make an application to the assessing officer, and if assessing officer is satisfied, assessing officer will give a certificate to the payee. The payer doesn't have to deduct TDS, or payer can deduct TDS but at a small amount. Then this particular certificate will give it to the payer, so the payer will not deduct any amount. Payer will give the entire amount to the payee. Yes or no? Yes. But for what and all transactions? For section 192, section 193, section 194, section 194A, section 194C, section 194D, section 194G, and section 194H to section 194M. Yes, sir. Next, if there will be no TDS, if the resident person other than company or firm, if the total income is less than basic exemption limit. But for a senior citizen, if the tax payable is nil, so you have to see whether total income for other than company or firm, if the total income is during the previous year, if it is less than basic exemption limit, then assessee will give a declaration to the payer in form 15G that please don't deduct TDS. Yes, and the payer will give it to the income tax officer such as principal, chief commissioner, and everything. Yeah, and if it is an individual senior citizen, and if the even if the total income is more than basic exemption limit, but the tax payable during the previous year is nil, then he has to give form 15H. Then payer will not deduct TDS. Yes or no? But for these transactions, 192A, 193, 194, 194A, 194D, 194D, A, 194I, and 194M. Now, the payer is paying 1 lakh, have to pay 1 lakh rupees. But let's say TDS is 10%. 10% is deducted and 90,000 rupees now is getting paid. Yes or no? Yes. Now tell me, in the hands of pay, what is the income he is receiving? Is it 90,000 rupees or is it 1 lakh rupees? No, sir. It is entire 1 lakh rupees only will be the income. Yes, and in the income, in the total income, he will mention 1 lakh rupees, and TDS credit. He can also avail the TDS credit. He can also avail the TDS credit, but it is not applicable for non-monetary perquisites. What the income we are considering reducing the TDS income for withdrawal of cash 194N 194N or TDS or non-monetary perquisites paid by the employer. For this and all TDS, for this and all it will not be considered as income also, yes or no. And TDS credit, you as from the self-assessment tax, you can reduce the TDS credit, yes or no. Yes, when you are reducing it, if it is a clubbing is happening, so in whose income the amount is clubbed, for him, for he will use this TDS, he will use this TDS credit. Yes, and for non-monetary perquisite, it will be TDS will be used by the employer. Yes, sir. Yes. Now, when will you make the payment to the government? When will the payer make the payment to the government? If it is in case of tax collected of at source, the collector will make payment 7th of next month. But in case of TDS, the payer from April to February it is 7th of next month. But in case of March, it is 30th April of the next month. It is 30th April of the next year. Yeah. Yes, but in case of 194A, 194IA, 194IB and 194M, the payment will be made 30 days from the end of the month. Let's say this the payment is made on June, the end of the June within July, within 30th of July, you have to make payment. Yes, in case of 194A, 194B and 194M. Yes, sir. Next, you have to also make something called as TDS or TCS return. Yes, this every quarterly you have to make 30th June, 30th September, 31st of December and 31st of March. So 30th of June you will have TDS return on 31st of July. In 30th September you will have TDS return on 31st of October. 31st of December you will have 31st of Jan, and 31st of March you will have it on not 31st of April, 30th of April, 31st of May. Here in these three situations it is only 1 month gap is there, but in this situation there is 2 months, April and May. Yeah, the same case also for TCS, it is not 30 or 31st, it is 15th, and here 2 months 15th. Yes, sir. Yes. And for you are giving what form you will be giving if for 194 and 190 what's 192 and 194P you will TDS return what form you will give, form 24Q. If the payee is a resident and ordinary resident, foreign company or non-corporate non-resident, then it will be 27Q. And if it is not salary, then it will be 26Q. Yeah, in this form only, in this form you will file the TDS return. And government will give you a certificate called as form 16A. But if you are a salaried or pension person, then as per 192 or 194P, form 16 will be given. But in case of 194IA, 194IB and 194M, it is form 16B, 16C and 16D. If you have defaulted in filing this TDS statement, minimum 200 rupees per day you have to pay, and after 1 year also you did not pay, minimum 10,000 rupees, maximum 1 lakh. CPC, what is CPC, sir? Centralized Processing Center. Where is it? In Bangalore. Yes or no? So this all the e-returns and everything regarding income tax will be there in the CPC in the Bangalore. Yes or no? Yes, even TDS statements also will be processed there. Yes or no? And if the payer has made any wrong entry, or has made any wrong TDS rate, or has made any wrong arithmetical error in that situation, this CPC will intimate to the payer. Yes, and he can correct it. He can make that adjustment, and from that, either amount will be received, more amount will be received, tax has to be paid more, or refund has to be received. Yes or no? Yes. And what if the payer has not deducted TDS? He will be assessing default. Yes or no? Yes. And what if he deducted TDS, but he did not make the payment to the government? Still, he will be considered as assessing default. Yes. In the situation, 1% per month or part of the month, from the date you have to deduct TDS to the date of actually you have to actually you have deducted, or in case of payment it's not 1%, it is 1.5% per month or part of the month, from the date of TDS to the date of TDS actually paid. Yes, so which is 7th of next month to when you have actually paid. Yes, but even if the payer did not deduct TDS, but if the payee has filed the return of income and a payee has paid for the tax for that particular income, then getting the chartered accountant certificate till the date actually till the date where he has furnished the return of income, till that date 1% interest rate will be paid by the payer. Yes, sir. Yes. Next, not important. By the way, this is the last point. We'll see. If the payee did not file return of income in the preceding previous year, and the due date is also expired, and the TDS for him is in the current previous year, if it is touching 50,000 rupees, then it is how much? Twice of TDS or TCS rate, or 5%, whichever is higher. Whichever is higher. Yes or no? Yes. TCS, tax collected at source. Tell me, sir, what is TCS, by the way? If the seller is giving goods to the buyer, yes, buyer will give some money. Yes, along with this money, seller has to collect tax. This collection of tax is called as TCS. From that money, he should also collect tax. This is called as TCS. Yes or no? Yes. So, 1. Section 206C, 1. Sale of goods such as alcohol for human consumption, scrap, minerals, coal, lignite, iron ore, timber or forest products, or tendu leaves. For all this, the collector can be any person, but in case the collector is an individual or HUF in the preceding previous year, turnover should be in the business of more than 1 crore, gross receipt in the profession should be more than 50 lakh rupees. Yes, has to collect TCS. The seller has to collect TCS. Yes, but when will TCS not be applicable? The manufacturing, the who have manufactured all these goods, if they are giving it for personal consumption, the person who they are giving them to that person, he is using it for personal consumption, no TCS. If he is using it for manufacturing purpose, no TCS. But if he is using for trading, buying, and if he is giving, he has sell the same product, trading, then TCS will get attracted. Then TCS will get attracted. Yes, yes. But if the buyer is a central government, state government, public sector company, embassy, high commission, legation, trade representation of foreign state, no TCS will be collected. Now, for alcohol, scrap, and minerals, 1% TCS, timber or forest product 2.5%, and tendu leaves 5%. Yes or no? And when will you collect TCS? You will collect TCS when you are making the journal entry by debiting the user account, or at the time of collecting the amount, whichever is earlier. Next, section 206C 1C, where you have got lease for parking lot and for toll plaza, or you have got license for mining or quarrying. This mining or quarrying does not include mineral oil or petroleum and natural gas. Yes, so if this particular collector who's collecting for this lease license or contract, can be any person. If the individual is an HUF, if he is having turnover of more than 1 crore or gross receipt of more than 50 lakhs, then only this particular collector will collect TCS from the collectee other than public sector company. Yes or no? What is the TCS rate? 2%. And he will collect either by when he is debiting the journal entry or when he is collecting the amount, whichever is earlier. Next, section 206C 1F, where you are selling motor car and the value of the selling of the motor car is more than 10 lakh rupees for each transaction, then the particular seller can be any person. But if he is an individual HUF, the turnover in the business should be more than 1 crore, gross receipt should be more than 50 lakhs. Yes, and the buyer can be any person other than CG, SG, local authority, RBI, public sector company carrying on the business of passengers, embassy, high commission, legation, trade representation of the state. Yes, so if the buyer is not them, then TCS will be collected at 1% when at the time of receipt of the amount. Yes or no? Yes. And if the buyer is who's doing manufacturing, who's doing distribution, who's doing dealing, no, he should be just for the personal purpose. As a on retail sale, he has to purchase it. Then only TCS has to be collected. Next, section 206C 1G, where under liberalized remittance scheme, the you the seller who's an authorized agent is giving money for how much? Remittance of more than 7 lakh rupees, then TCS will be collected. Yes, no TCS up to 7 lakhs, more than 7 lakhs, then it will be 20%. But for education of medical treatment, it is 5%. But if education is financed by a financial institution, it is 0.5%. But you have to combine all the amount. And you have to see whether it is more than 7 lakh rupees or not. Yes or no? Next, if purchase of overseas tour package program, what is it? You are visiting outside India and in a package you are going abroad. Yes, in that situation, if the buyer who is other than central government, state government, local authority, embassy, high commission, legation, trade representation of the state, if buyer is not them, then up to 7 lakh rupees 5%, more than 7 lakh rupees 20%. Yes or no? Yes. TCS will be collected when you are debiting in the journal entry or when you are collecting amount, whichever is earlier. But if the buyer is using international credit card, then TCS will not be collected. And medical treatment also includes purchase of the travel ticket, medical expenses, and day-to-day expenses also will be included. And day-to-day expenses and for the person to study abroad, he is purchasing the flight ticket, and also tuition fee or any other fee given to the education institution will be included. Section 206C 1H, sale of goods. If sale of goods happens more than 50 lakh rupees, other than 206C1, remember, alcohol for human consumption, timber and plywoods, scrap, minerals, remember? Yes, tendu leaves. Yeah, it should not be them. It should not be that. Next, 206C1F. What is it? Motor car, more than 50 lakh rupees, and 206C1G. Just now we studied remittance of money under liberal remittance scheme or OTPP, overseas package. Yes, if they are not coming in this category, then if selling of goods of more than 50 lakh rupees of more than 50 lakh rupees is happening, you have to see whether 194Q is getting attracted. 194Q, if it is getting attracted, which is what is 194Q? The buyer in the last preceding previous year, if his turnover is more than 10 crore rupees and he is making to a person who for a payment of more than 50 lakh rupees, 194Q will get attracted. But if the buyer 194Q is also not getting attracted, then 206C 1H will get attracted. Yes, 0.1% in excess of 50 lakhs. Yes, but the seller should be who? Seller should be where he sales or gross receipt should be more than 10 crores in the preceding previous year. But the buyer should not be central government, state government, local authority, embassy, high commission, legation, trade representation of the state. Yes, and here TDS under section 194 should not have been deducted, and buyer should not be using it for personal purposes. Yes, sir. Yes. But if the person has not given PAN or Aadhaar, instead of 0.1%, 1% will get deducted. 206C, if the if PAN or Aadhaar is not given by the collectee to the collector, then twice of TCS rate or 5%, whichever is higher will be there, but maximum it can be 20%. And in case of 206C 1H, what is it? I told in excess of 50 lakhs, 0.1% sale of goods. It will be what? Instead of 5%, it will be 1%. But if it is a non-resident, not required to have PAN, then this particular provision will not be applicable. Even if the collectee has given wrong PAN number, it will be considered as he has not given us PAN. For him, this particular rate only will be applicable. Yes. Yes, in case of delay in collecting of tax, 1% per month or part of the month will be there, but with effect from 1st April 2025, it will be 1.5%. Yes, sir. Advance tax. Sir, if I am making payment in the assessment year, any tax I am making in the assessment year, it is self-assessment tax. But if I am making payment during the previous year, and if it is not TDS or TCS, it is advance tax. It is advance tax. Yes, for whom advance tax will be applicable, where any person, for him, the estimated total, from this estimated total income, he has to pay tax for 10,000 rupees at least, then advance tax will be applicable. Yes, but if he is a resident senior citizen and he is not carrying on business or profession, then he doesn't have to pay advance tax. Yes or no? Yes. For calculation of advance tax, first compute the estimated total income you will earn during the previous year. Then for this, what is the tax rate? This amount will be calculated. This amount, for this you have to pay tax. Yes. So estimated total income, what is the tax minus TDS or TCS, if paid or collected, you will reduce it. But the balance amount is advance tax payable. You have to do it. Yes or no? Yes. And when you will pay to the government, this amount advance tax payable, this amount on 15th of June, of the previous year, you will pay at least 15% of the advance tax payable. On 15th of September, you will pay at least 45%. On 15th of December, you will pay at least 75%, and 15th of March, you will pay at least 100% of the advance tax payable. Yes. So let's say this is the third, you're making on the third quarter. You're in the third quarter. So in this third quarter, what is my advance tax liability? Yes, minus what and all Earlier installments I have done. What and all earlier installments I have paid. So 70 from 75 percentage I have paid 45 percentage. So the remaining. How much I have to pay? This is what you for that particular quarter you will pay. Yes, sir. Yes. But if you are choosing 44 AD or 44 ADA, remember 8 percentage or 50 percentage in case of 44 ADA. In this situation, there is only one single installment. You will make payment on 15th of March of the previous year. 100% you will pay on 15th of March. Yes, one single installment. Yes, what if you did not pay? You will be assessing default, and for you interest will be levied under section 234B and 234C. But if it is a banking holiday on the due date, then you kindly pay it on the next working day. For that and all, 234B and 234C will not get attracted. Yes, sir. So what is section 234B? It is interest. Yeah. So uh, you calculate the actual amount of tax minus TDS, TCS relief, AMT credit under section 15JD. What is the assessed tax? From this assessed tax during the previous year, how much advance tax I have paid? How much advance tax I have paid? Yes, if if this is more, no problem. But if this is not more, this is not more, then example, if the assessed tax is 1 lakh rupees and advance tax is 90,000 rupees, short amount, yes or no? Yes. In this situation, you have to see when will 234B interest will be applicable. If the assessee has paid 90% or more of the advance tax. Sir, unable to understand. Assessed tax is 1 lakh. So advance tax should be 90% or more, which is 90,000 or more. Assessed tax is 1 lakh means 90% is 90,000 or more. It should be there. It should be at least 90%. Then you don't have to pay interest under section 234B. But if it is less than 90%, less than 90,000, then interest under section 234B will get attracted. Yes, and 1% per month or part of the month you will have to pay interest. That too from when? From 1st April of the previous year. 1st April of the previous year. Why 1st April of, 1st April of the assessment year. Why 1st April of the assessment year? We told that advance tax can be paid during the previous year. Yes, so it is from 1st April of the assessment year to the date of actual payment, 1% per month or part of the month, 234B interest will get calculated. But 234C is also there. What is 234C? 234C is where deferred, we told that 15th of, remember, 15th of June, 15th of September, 15th of December and 15th of March you have to make payment. But if you are not making payment of 15 percentage, 45 percentage, 75 percent, 100 percentage during 15th of June, 15th of September, 15th of December and 15th of March, then interest under section 234C will get attracted. Yes, sir. But for the first 2 quarters, for 15th of June and 15th of September, instead of 15% you have at least paid 12%, or instead of 45% you have at least paid 36%, no problem. Yes, so if you do not make the payment, then for that particular quarter, what is the assessed tax? Remember this calculation? Assessed tax. What is the assessed tax? That amount into interest for that interest rate will be 1% per month or part of the month into 3 months. But for the March month, it will be only 1 month. Period is 1% per month or part of the month for the into assess the tax amount into 3 months. But in case of March, it will be only 1 month. Yes, but in case of 44 AD or ADA, only one time we have to make payment, that is on 15th of March, so it will be 1 month. Next, advance tax. Advance tax, you cannot guess when will you make when you will have a capital gain, when will you get winnings on lotteries, if you are carrying on the business or profession for the first time, what will be my net profit, and whether the company will give me dividend or not. All this you cannot estimate, you cannot assess during the previous year itself. So after you have received that income, after you have received that income from the next quarter, from, for example, you have received it on the second quarter, so the third quarter on 15th of December, make the advance tax payment, make the advance tax payment. And for this, interest under section 234C will not be applicable if you have made payment in the third quarter properly. Yes sir. Yes, so we have seen examples and all in our class. Yes. Yes. Next, if you have not filed the return of income within the due date, then fees under section 5,000 rupees will be applicable. But if your turnover is up to 5 lakh rupees, then the fees will be what, 1,000 rupees? Yes or no? Yes. And if you have not linked PAN with the Aadhaar, then it will be 1,000 rupees. Fees under section 234H will get attracted. Sir. Yes. And section 234A, if you have not filed return of income within the due date, which is either 31st of July or 31st of October, then what is the tax minus reducing the advance tax, reducing the TDS TCS relief under section 89, and AMT credit. After reducing this, what is the balance amount? From this balance amount, 1% per month or part of the month into what is the period? If it is 31st of July, first of August. If it is 31st of October due date, 1st of November. From the immediately next day, when you are actually filing the return of income, that will be the period. 1% per month or part of the month, you have to calculate interest under section 234A. Yes or no? Yes. So we have seen TDS, TCS and advance tax within one hour, like that. Yes. So do revise. Thank you.